Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the live stream as usual. I see that logo is still sticking. I thought I'd fixed it, but I haven't. Anyway, thank you for joining me, and thanks for being in the live chat. I see we've got quite a few people watching now. Those of you who haven't yet signed in, we've still got to go through the character design anyway. And of course, today we are playing in, oh, let's shut him up. We don't need to hear him coming back. Sorry, that was me coming back to myself. The Fabled Lands, the Serpent Kings Domain. Now, I have never played this book, ever. I only got it about 2 weeks ago. And as a result, I couldn't get this wonderful map, which is going to key out completely. I couldn't get this map to Mikhail in time to update the maps that sit above us. So, oh, there we go. Yes, so that's what we have. Now, let's get started, shall we? You're all here. Well, we've got 30 people here anyway, which I think is still a lot of fun. Can be had by all. So if there's anyone who is watching, I see we've got some people who are first time watching. Ezekiel Ramos, thank you. Welcome to the stream. I hope you have a lot of fun. The way the rules work is you roll 2d6 and then you put the number into the chat, or 1d6 depending on the requirement within the book. Now, interestingly enough, the Serpent Kings Domain has some rather curious things. Except, well, it's got some new rules in here, so you're going to have to remind me about these new rules because, well, they're very new. Heat penalties. Parts of a Konu are extremely hot, and many types of armor can be worn for short periods, if at all. In some combats, particularly within the Weeping Jungle, it will be noted that heat penalties apply. In these cases, if you are not wearing armor that is specifically adapted for a hot climate, you must subtract the armor's defense bonus from your combat score for the duration of the battle. For example, if you're wearing chain armor defense of +3, you will receive the armor's defense bonus as normal, but you must also subtract 3 from your combat score until you have defeated your opponent. Thank you, Ben Logan. Cheers, mate. We'll have a cup of coffee on you in this hot heat space. I'm feeling kind of hot myself. It's kind of weird. What's going on? I don't know. Anyway, so that's the heat penalty. So that's what we need to look out for. There is, however, certain types of armor are designed for use in a hot climate and ignore any heat penalties. Such armor is always marked with an asterisk. Now that's interesting. So if you enter battle wearing quilted armor with an asterisk defense +2, you add the armor's defense as normal, but you do not suffer the combat defense. So there we go. Interesting. Further to that, there's a second rule, which who knows if we get there. The spirit world hangs closely over the feathered lands, and you may find yourself facing enemies from this other realm, or you may even cross over into that realm yourself. Such combats will be explicitly described as such in the text, and they are not fought in the normal way. If you have the title Nahual, let's go with Nahual, it will be followed by a certain number. This is your Nahual value. If you do not have the title Nahual, this is assumed to be 0. 0. When attacking spiritual foes, your Nahual value replaces your combat ability. Your defense score is calculated by adding your Nahual value to your magic or sanctity ability, whichever is higher. Your rank has no bearing on this defense score. If you are injured, you lose stamina points in the normal way. Finally, unless specifically stated, you cannot use any of your weapons, items, or armor to help you in this fight. For clarity, any weapons or armor that may be used in spiritual combat are marked with the cross symbol. So, if you possess a crystal knife with a cross at combat +2, you can use it in both regular and spiritual combat. Eric, that's very kind of you, and yes, I completely agree. Let's survive this time with our Nahual value of 0 and heat penalties. Now, as usual, this is a new character, so you get to choose right now, so get ready to start typing. You get to choose which profession we are going to be. Now, for those of you that haven't been here before, the profession that we're looking at is priest, That gives you lots of sanctity, gives you some scouting, gives you some magic, gives you a good charisma, but rather mediocre combat and terrible thievery. A mage, some charisma, some combat, lots of magic, no sanctity whatsoever, so you have no religious ideas whatsoever. Scouting is pretty good and thievery is okay. A rogue, lots of charisma, lots of combat, lots of magic, very little sanctity, very okay-ish scouting, and fairly good thievery. I actually think that they look like they're the pretty good one to go with. A troubadour, such as our dear friend Mr. Velast. Strong charisma, okay combat, okay magic, okay sanctity, okay thievery, and okay scouting. So we could go that way. We could go warrior, fairly okay charisma, decent combat, very good combat, okay magic, okay sanctity, okay scouting, and okay thievery. We could go Wayfarer, which is pretty average charisma, okay combat, bad magic, okay sanctity, great scouting, and okay thievery. So we've got here so far, we've got Wizard, we've got Priest. You have slow mode on. Not even sure if you intended that or not for the stream. What does slow mode mean? Oh, is that the delay rate? I don't know what that means. Slow mode? Priests are underrated. Wizards. Is that how quickly the chat comes through? Help me out here. I don't know if I can change it, actually. We're not limited to any priests whatsoever. To answer your question, Fitzwater, there's no limit to the deities. They don't really apply. Once we've worshipped one of them, then we become linked onto it. Wizard, warrior, rogue. Not a huge amount of variance coming in here. Wizard, warrior. I'm seeing wizard and I'm seeing warrior coming up a lot. I think we're going to go with a dice roll on this one. So I'm going to take 2d6. If it's above 6, it's a warrior. If it's below 6, it's a wizard. I think that's fair. There we go. 7. What did I say? If it was above, we're playing a wizard. If it's below, we're playing a warrior. Someone remind me. Oh my God. I'll have to look into the slow thing. Yeah, stops people from chatting too often. I think there is a 20 or 30 second delay between posts. Can I change that live stream? If I suddenly vanish, it's because of that. We can't have that kind of delay happening. That's crazy. That is crazy. All right, I apologize, everybody. I don't know what's happened. I thought I had checked all of the settings. But, well, it's a live show, so you never know what's going on. We're going to go to the live stream. All right, I'm getting there. And in the meantime, try and remember whether I was what I was doing there. So we are. This is what's happening. Again, sorry. Live control room. Hopefully that will give me some control over the chat speed. No, we good. We've got 43 people watching, which is fantastic. Top chats, super chat is available. Open in a new window. I don't want that. Yeah, delay of about 2 minutes. That's terrible. I don't want that. Don't want that at all. That's going to slow everything down horrendously. Okay, so advanced settings, enable chat, enable slow mode, disable slow mode, save changes. Can you do that in the middle of the live stream? Are you all still there? Are we still going? Slow mode is off. Chat away. Yay. Okay, fantastic. All right, so what did we say? It was wizard. What? Below was wizard, above is warrior. Okay, Wilco Ploig. Thank you for resolving that. But I've got other people saying the other way around. Yeah, warrior. It's warrior. Warrior it is. Fantastic. Excellent. In the meantime, while I start punching in all of these details, you know what to do, and that is we're going to need a name. A name. Give us a name, if you please. We need a name for this warrior of ours. Charisma 6. No, wrong one. Charisma 6. As usual, we are using this wonderful template made for us by Michael Helvenstein from the Netherlands. Dank for that. It's really made our lives a lot easier. Scouting 6. Hopefully we won't get lost. Notice we're rank 7 down here. I don't think we've ever been that high before. Please, we're not going to go and steal or rob anything at all. We're going to charge, Aaron. Yes, I think we can charge, but I don't know about anything beyond that. Okay, rank is done. Stamina is done. Our ability scores are done. We are, by the way, our rank means that we are a count or a countess. So that's an interesting question. I've got some great names coming through here. We've got Arkin Longshanks, old Longshanks. We've got Slain. We've got I Want Magic, and I think that's probably just the statement. Felcourt Jenkis Thirtine is quite a cool name. Archibald Dracold Balric. Bron the Fierce. Nelson Drimcore. Interesting. Alejandro of the Fancy Blade, Shatan. What book are you starting in, Douglas Taylor? We are starting in book 7, which is the Serpent Kings Domain. Bulk McClariag. Thylandrel Rand. No, a name. What? Where? No, we're not. We're making up our own names. All right, I'll let you use my name. All right, so I'm going to make a call here, and we're going to go with Thirtine. I liked Thirtine. Thirtine. Rash has come up a couple of times. Thirtine the Rash. I think that, as in rash act, as in acts with a certain amount of rashness. Perhaps Thirtine the Rash. His brothers Tweleth and Elvin came just before him. Okay, well, it doesn't say that we start with any code words. It doesn't say that we start with any possessions. It simply says, remember that you're limited to carrying 12. So there we are. Your defense is your base unmodified combat score. I think it's done it for us already. Plus your rank. So that's combat of 9 plus 7 is 16. Plus any armor if we are wearing. And there we are. We are done and dusted. I believe we can move on. And we can begin. Here we go. I hope you're all ready. The white shining serpent comes in your dreams. It slithers through the dark sky as if on land, and then, noticing you, descends. It draws nearer, and is immense. You stand on a cliff top, looking out across the turbulent sea. Far away, thunder cracks, and a bolt of lightning strikes the surface of the water. The serpent reaches the cliff top now, and the light touch of its scales does not disturb a single pebble. It coils into a tight circle, with you at its center, and its body all around you is taller than a house. And yet, up close, you see a faint translucence to it, as if it is not wholly here. You hold out one hand to test its tangibility, and then you see the same translucence in your own skin. If the serpent is not truly here, neither are you. It raises its triangular head to regard you, and its eyes are great pale blue stones. Then it murmurs one word. Namagoi. The dream ends. A painful near consciousness returns. The sky above you is too bright. From time to time, the sun threads its way across your field of vision, remorselessly beating down on you. Blackness comes intermittently, whether because of night or because you slip from wakefulness, you can't be sure. It doesn't matter. The dreams and the serpent that lingers within them stay far away from you now. And then, abruptly, you wake to find that the hellish sky is gone. You are in a house, lying on a bed. A woman is nearby, working. You try to speak to her, but a croaking cough is all that you can manage. She passes you a cup of water and says, "My name is Selequatella. You may stay here until you are well again, but no longer." A month passes before you can stand unaided. One day you ask Selequatella where you are. She tells you, "I found you alone in an open boat, waiting for death. You are in the Feathered Lands, near the city of Dunpala. This is my home." That is halfway to the edge of the world. You have no notion of how you came to this place. You question Selequatella further, and realize that you cannot remember the last year of your life. "You were suffering from the waking rot," she tells you. "A loss of memory is common in this few who survive the disease." At last you are well enough to leave. Selequatella, your taciturn healer, walks with you along the edge of the lake of firewater for 3 hours, until you can see the city of Dunpala in the distance. "We part ways here," she tells you. "Take these." With that, she gives you a small pouch containing 20 shards and a well-balanced fishing spear of combat +1. Note them on your adventure sheet. Oh, the name is rather interesting to try and pronounce. All right, so we have now got a spear of combat +1. I like that. Note that doesn't increase our defense, by the way, for those of you that have just arrived. And 20 whole shards. Be still my beating heart. Well, we know that none of those are going to last for very long. I'm going to type in the chat just for you guys so that you can have a look at the name that I'm dealing with. I've dealt with a lot of names before. This is the name of the healer. And if anyone is from, I'm assuming, Brazil or Mexico or somewhere where there's this South American-esque flavor, how do I pronounce the Q in the middle of this name? There it is in chat. Selequatella. It's not the Zulu click. Selequatella. Nonetheless. Do we have a map? If so, can we switch to it? Wilco, I'm afraid I don't have a map. This has just come through, and I can't even show you the map because it's green and it gets cut out on the screen. But I can assure you, the Lake of Firewater, Dunpala is basically, if you can imagine a continent, we're right in the middle of that continent, and Dunpala is just below the Lake of the Firewater. On our to our north, there's the Lake of Firewater, and Smogmore way to the north of that. With a mountain range on our east. To our south is the Parched Lands, and then to the west is the Weeping Jungle, and it is spectacularly large. Selequatella, yeah, maybe Adrian in 1976, I'm not sure. Brazilian here pronounces it like a K, so it would be Selequatella. Well, she's left now because, you know, she only housed us for an entire month without payment. You start to thank her for all that she's done, but she says, "Thank me by never returning to my home. In this land, it is dangerous to help a foreigner. Goodbye." You watch her for a time as she walks back the way you have come. Then you turn away and enter Dunpala. Get the code word gloom and turn to 42. That's a great code word to start with. Gloom. Gloom. Oh, great. Fantastic. Turn to 42. I should mention that this is the biggest book that I've come across in terms of the Fabled Lands. It really is a spectacularly large tome. If you haven't got it yet, go and find it. It's on our website. It's on. It's everywhere. Hello, Kramer. 2:20 a.m. in the UK. Oh dear. Well, I wish you the best of luck. All right, here we go. In the old language of Southeast Ancon Konu, Dunpala Zesil Cuttle means the place where stingrays swim and narrators fall off their perches. Dunpala Zele Cuttle. Okay, I'm going to stop trying to pronounce these how they're written, and I'm just going to pronounce it the way that I can actually say it. It was here that the Falling Water tribe first settled, living off the fish that the Lake of Firewater provided, and here too that traders from the northern continent were first welcomed with open arms. Those early merchants made Dunpala their base in the Feathered Lands, and it rapidly became the largest and richest city east of the Weeping Jungle. And yet such prominence has not come without bloodshed, as warriors have swept from the jungle to attack the city 4 times, slaughtering every foreigner present and much of the city's native populace besides. In each case, it has taken decades for commercial links to mend and grow strong once more. The people of Dunpala today tend to be resilient or desperate opportunists, the brand of pirate or merchant willing to brave the dangers of the Nozama River in pursuit of fortune. This is especially true of those who migrate across from the jungle. For abandoning their families and obligations in the West, they are considered criminals. And yet Dunpala is not as lawless as it might seem. Foreigners face stringent limits on buying property within the city or exporting goods. In practice, this forces many traders to work through native intermediaries. The king of Eastern Ancon Konu, Whispering Wind, makes his home in Dunpala. He is responsible for little more than the international imports and exports passing through this region, and yet this duty alone makes him an influential figure. Remove the code word gauche from your adventure sheet if you have it. Well, we don't have it. We could try to gain an audience with Whispering Wind. We could look to buying a townhouse. We could visit our townhouse. We could visit the temple of Quetzal, visit the temple of Ilua, visit a shrine, visit the theater of the obscure, explore the city by day, explore the city by night, visit the Call of Eagles Tavern, visit the market, visit the docks, or leave the city. We are going to work our way through each and every single one of them. So let's try and gain an audience with Whispering Wind. We have no memory, but we are a blade for hire, and as a result, I believe it is something that we should try and do. 551. After all, if we can get him behind us, well, he might have a good word to put in with the other merchants who need protection along this dangerous river. For a monarch, Whispering Wind is remarkably accessible. He lives in a house in the oldest part of the city. His home is larger than most, but unassuming. You walk past it once while searching for it. Whispering Wind is eager to see visitors, his schedule permitting. A soldier stands on his doorstep, though you soon gain the sense that he is an aide rather than a bodyguard. If you have the code word gain, go there. If not, go there. And if not, go there. 784. Apparently there's a lot of reading going on here. Let's stack up on the blessings. I agree with you. All good things started in an inn. Well, depending on whose channel you watch, yes. Whispering Wind is rather overweight Dunpalian. His wife serves you a cup of tomato juice flavored with magui, while he shows you mosaics and carvings depicting several ancestors. He tells you with some pride that he can trace his family line back over 6 centuries. At last, Whispering Wind tells you a little of his duties in Dunpala. Essentially, he oversees any substantial dealings with foreigners in order to avoid repeating the bloody conflicts that have occurred in the past. This role includes granting foreigners the right to conduct commerce with the people of the Weeping Jungle, an act otherwise punishable by death. "A wonderful opportunity, that is," he says. "There are many treasures hidden among those trees and vines." Sadly, Whispering Wind has strict quotas regarding this right and cannot extend it to you for some time. You ask who can impose such restrictions on a king, and he smiles and says, "There is a great power in this land, and it does not reside in me." He thinks a few moments, then adds, "But I might be persuaded to make an exception to this rule." He leads you into another room in the house and introduces you to his youngest son, Dancing Flame, a boy of 15 years. The boy is strong and friendly, and yet, as you speak to him, he tells you he is a crocodile called Imziz, and that his favorite drink is seawater. He says he can fly up to the clouds, and that yesterday he ate a cake made of starlight. "For several weeks he has not been able to utter a word of truth," says Whispering Wind. "In all other ways he is normal. He eats well, plays well, dances with his friends, but whenever he opens his mouth he speaks only this nonsense. He cannot tell me what has caused this change, of course, and I have never heard of anything like it before. But if you could find a way to remedy him, I would be inclined to grant you a great favor. I have heard of a powerful witch living in a grove somewhere within the jungle. Perhaps you might search there." Get the code word GAIN. Yeah, what is this kid smoking? It's a good question. Absolutely. These are very long entries, so I hope you're staying awake wherever you happen to be. Yeah, Lizardman names in the Warhammer Fantasy. I agree with you, Mr. Roach. All right, so turn to page 42. 42, focus, 42. All right, back to 42, back into the city of Dan Paulo. So that's the Whispering Wind. If I look at the map, it doesn't have a very convenient "here is a witch" label, which is unfortunate. It doesn't have that. So we'll just have to go looking for some old bint in the middle of the jungle. Yes. Now, we're not going to buy a townhouse, but we will visit the temple of Quetzal 207. I think this is a record for the life expectancy of the first character that we played, isn't it? That's just because of the amount of reading. What? Oh, 205. It just started off with making a thievery attack. What? The temple to Quetzal is a large, though neglected, pyramid in the older, more inland section of town. Inside, its walls are covered with murals of winged serpents, both feathered and scaly. A couple of rattlesnakes circle one another in a shallow pit in the floor. Up above you, a spider monkey swings from creepers clinging to the temple's ceiling. I don't like snakes. You find a lone priest sweeping the floor. He is dressed like the other inhabitants of Dan Paulo, with the addition of a large fragment of broken shell hanging around his neck. "Quetzal is duality," he says, in answer to your questions about the god. "He is man and beast. He is the bird in the sky and the snake on its belly. He resides in both Elaz Velara, the land of men, and Elaz Karnaken, the land of spirits. He is unable to make you an initiate of the god, but he can offer you a blessing of immunity to disease and poison. This will cost 10 shards if you are an initiate, or 50 shards if you are Daniel Rockstrom. Thank you very much. Let's time to get good. Yeah. 50 shards is an actual truth for non-initiates. The blessing allows you to ignore any one occasion when you would normally suffer from disease or poison. We don't have 50 shards, and he can't make an initiate. So if you are suffering from Carib's touch, turn there. If not, you leave. I don't like snakes, let alone flying snakes. Exactly. All right, so let's go to the Temple of Elua, 714. 714. More text. If you have the code word hymn, turn there. If not, read on. Well, that would be impossible for us to have the code word hymn, wouldn't it? The Temple of Elua is a square, white-walled building near the city centre. You are greeted by a young priestess in a pale blue robe. Elua is the goddess of dreams. Generations ago, she would visit us all as we slept. Sadly, this is no longer true. She is missing, or perhaps she is dead. if it is possible for a goddess to die. In any case, today our dreams are only dreams. You ask what could kill a goddess, and the priestess says, there are several legends, all mutually contradictory. Some say that the jackal Gangrel consumed Elua, so that he would become divine himself. Others say that Elua trespassed into Zibala, the realm of the cursed dead, searching for her lost daughter, and that she became lost herself and roams there still. A third story recounts how human sorcerers trapped Elua in a wine barrel. They let her divine power trickle out little by little, so that they might wield it themselves. Whatever the truth, we maintain this temple to remember her, and we quietly hope that she will one day return. While the goddess is absent, the faith passes predominantly through family lines, and the priestess cannot make you an initiate of Elua, nor can she offer you a blessing. Oh, boy. All right. Well, we couldn't get blessings at Quetzal because we couldn't afford them. We couldn't get blessings at Elua because they're all high. So let's visit a shrine. 755. I'm trying to get us some blessings here. I am trying. 755. As well as worshipping a pantheon of major deities, the people of the Feathered Lands worship several hundred minor gods, animal spirits, and ancestral figures. You see a number of such shrines dotted around the city. You also find a small building dedicated to Turnai, the god of war, worshipped on the northern continent. Well, we can visit the shrine of Turnai, we can visit the shrine of Galami, the Sin Eater, or visit the shrine of Shime, the monkey god. I think we should just start at the top and work our way down. So let's go to Turnai. We know Turnai from all of the other adventures that we've had together. God of War. Usually there's resurrection options available to that. The shrine to Turnai, the northern god of war and chaos, is housed in a squat limestone building that was once a forge and that has been fortified since. The priest within is a battle-scarred, one-eared fellow with a perpetual scowl. Heathens! He spits, glancing from the shrine's barred window out at the people of Dan Paulo. Heathens, one and all! There isn't a man amongst them worthy of the war god's blessing. Well, we could become an initiate, in which case we have to turn to the highest entry I have ever seen. 1013. I think we should become an initiate because then we can get resurrection arrangements. Does anyone disagree? Yes, I think, as Josh Ratcliffe says, God of War sounds useful for a warrior. I tend to agree. I do indeed. Yes, Aztec is definitely the feeling I'm getting. I'm not doing a good job at conveying that, I don't think. All right, let's become an initiate. 1013. Wow, look at that. The priest will only make you an initiate of Turnai if you are a priest, a warrior, or a wayfarer. If so, you may become an initiate for free. This gives you the benefit of paying less for blessings and other services offered. You cannot become an initiate of Turnai if you're already an initiate of another faith. If you're able to become an initiate and you choose to do so, write Turnai in the God box on your adventure sheet. Right, this is up to you. Are we becoming an initiate of a foreign god on this island? Yes or no? That's all we're looking for. I've already got some yeses coming in here. Got 2 yeses, 3, 4 yeses, 5 yeses. We are warriors, so it is our profession. That is true, but we are in foreign lands. Go for it, says Adriani 1976. Sweet, says Mr. Fitzwater. Right, we are going for the god Turnai. Finally, Turnai. There we go. As a warrior, I think you should go to 1066 just because. Ha 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 ha! As an Englishman, I find that remotely bothersome. All right, 711. 711. Back to 711 once we become an initiate. 711. Okay, so we have become an initiate. We can seek a blessing, 460, or make resurrection arrangements. I don't think we'll be able to afford it, but still, 460 is our blessings section first. 460. If you are initiative, turn-out costs 10 shards to purchase a blessing here. Non-initiate may pay 25. Cross off the money and mark combat in your blessing sheet. The blessing works by allowing you to try again when you fail a combat roll. I think we should purchase that. I think we should purchase that. I really do. It is 10 gold, but a failed combat roll is a failed combat roll, if you know what I mean. So let's put in here combat reroll times 1. Costs us 10 shards. Minus 10. There we go. Corn? Corn is not here. Right. Back to 7-Eleven. Okay, make resurrection arrangements. Let's see what we can do there. 306, 306. I'm getting a little bit antsy in this town. It's lots of... a resurrection costs 200 shards, and that will allow us to come back from the dead. So we can't do that just yet. So that means we are stuck there. So let's leave the temple back to 42. Do we want to go to the other gods now? I don't know. Well, we've got to go and find this witch. What do you think? Do we go and look at the rest of the gods? Do we continue to explore the town? Do we go straight to exploring the town during the day and the night? See what we can rustle up, or do we leave? What do you think? Let me know. Let's see what we can come up with. Are any of you bored, by the way? I mean, that's the other worrying thing, isn't it? Is that we're just wandering around town at the moment, kind of getting a sense of the flavour. This is a 2-hour stream, so we do have some time, but no, says Douglas Taylor. No. Just no to no. All right, we can't die till we get paid. Witch in or jungle? Right. You do not have enough money. Yeah, that's true. Maybe they have cheap blessings. Let's go for the night to the inn. Lots of people saying the witch. Lots of people saying leave. I tend to agree. Let's go looking for this witch. We'll go looking for the witch. For the witch! 654. And how will we know that she's a witch? 654. We will know that she is a witch if she floats like a duck. 654. Oh, yes, why are we at 1 stamina? That's a very good point. We're actually not at 1 stamina. We're at 30 stamina. Well spotted there. All right, 654. You can leave Dan Paulo by boat, sailing out into the lake of firewater, or you can journey overland. To set sail, you must either possess a ship which is docked in the harbour here, or find a captain willing to take you as passenger. No, we are going to take the Great West Road across the Weeping Jungle. I wish you could see this map, but there really isn't anything that would indicate where the witch is. The Great West Road will take us to the city of Inkatech. Inkatech could be the way to go. There's I think maybe we should go northwest into the forest. Northwest into the jungle, 219. We'll just go hacking in the jungle. 219. Well, witches are well known for turning people into newts. You can get better, apparently. All right, give me 2d12, everybody. 2d12. Roll 2d12. A viper, black and gold with a fat, flat head, slithers across your path, disinterested in your presence. You allow it to pass on before you continue, glad to halt a few moments in the hot, sodden jungle. Roll 2 dice. So give me some numbers, people. 2d6. 2d6. Mr. Legg, 15 is impossible on 2d6. 2d6, please. Did I say 2d12? I'm sorry. I meant 2d6. 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 Sorry. 2d6. 2d6. Yeah, it's 2d6. Okay, numbers are coming through. That's fantastic, Talon Victus. I think you're going to enjoy that. 2d6. All right. The number I'm seeing coming up the most is 8. I'm going to go with 8. 8 it is. No encounter. 149. That was a build up to nothing, wasn't it? 149. You are near the eastern edge of the Weeping Jungle. The lake of firewater is close by, blocking your route eastwards. Well, we want to go west. We want to get into this jungle. 355. 355. Little by little, you trace a winding path through the jungle. When you halt to rest, you find 5 black leeches fixed to your legs. Lose 1 stamina point due to blood loss. All right, so there's an ask for a roll here. I'm going to look up and I'm going to see that Renato Lopez rolled an 8. So I'm going to go with that. 376. 376. You halt as you enter a small clearing. A red and black banded snake lies dead across your path. And then, nearby, you spot a dead porcupine. And a couple of dead tree frogs. And a dead iguana. In all, you count a score of dead animals in various stages of decomposition arranged around a slender tree at the center of the clearing. You regard the tree with some uncertainty. If you have the code word grog, turn there. If not, make a scouting roll at difficulty 16. If this roll is successful, turn there. If not, turn there. Are we about to die? Oh my word. Anyone have a cigar? Do you love it when a plan comes together? I don't think so. Roll 2d6 for me, please, everybody. I'm not going to take the previous rolls. Give me 2d6. And let's see what we can get. Let's see what we can get. If this is the end of us, we've left town and died. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It's absolutely horrific. 3, 2, come on, 10. The A-Team reference, check. There we are. Okay, we're getting those numbers in 6, 7, 11, 10. Oh, unfortunately, /2d6 doesn't work. I wish it could, actually. I wonder if there's a way to get it to work. If anyone can figure out a way, I'd be very, very happy with that. All right, I'm looking away. I'm going to choose a number, and boom, I'm coming back. I'm seeing Dr. Dread, Man of Mystery, gives us a 10, plus our scouting roll of 6 gives us 16, and in order to beat 16, we needed to roll above 16. So that means we're going to 480, and I see Ask a Pathfinder has joined us. Welcome this morning, 480. 480. For those of you who don't know, Ask a Pathfinder and I on the Bacon RPG channel, the YouTube channel, we've been playing computer games together, having a lot of fun doing that. Logic suggests that something in the clearing is incredibly deadly. Whatever that might be, however, you see nothing here of any real value. Prudence overcomes curiosity this day. You backtrack the way you have come and trace a wide path around the area. Oh, thank goodness. 423. I thought we were done there. 423. For a little while you opt to follow the bank of one of the rivers that feeds into the Great River far to the west. Better than laboriously forcing your way through thick jungle. We're looking for a witch. 353. 353. We will find this witch. We will find her. If you have the code word glove or glutton, turn there. If not, read on. Ah. The town of Sheket is a hub of activity within the Weeping Jungle, second only to Inkatek in prominence. It is here that agricultural produce arrives from the terrains to the west, before being distributed to the towns and villages throughout the village, and here too that representatives from the south traditionally meet with the tribes of the north to relay the decrees of the Serpent King Namagal. And yet, Sheket is a town in mourning. Its chief administrator, Koyotl, a vigorous man of 30 years, has been found dead in his hut. In the center of the town you find a monkey in a bamboo cage, hanging from an arched pole. A sign fixed to the cage reads, "Murderer." Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, what to make of that? Oh boy. Okay, well, 679. Not a happy place, 679. That's right. We left one town only to walk into another. This jungle's rather crowded. Sheket is divided into distinct districts. The noble stratum lives in the centre of the town, alongside many of its slaves. Labourers reside in outlying sections. Outlanders are rare in Sheket. You cannot help but notice the curious glances cast your way whenever you walk. Now, and every time you turn to this paragraph, roll 2 dice. Oh, give me 2 dice, please, people. Very quickly. 2 dice. Escape monkey? The monkey murdered the chief, apparently. So who knows? Who knows? A murdering monkey seems rather unlikely, doesn't it? Well, let's see. Give me 2d6. Give me 2d6. We have to roll this every time we turn to this paragraph. Tales of the Murder Monkey. Yes, Ryan Aaron Wolf. I'm going to look away. Unless, do you want me to? I mean, I'm happy for you guys to roll the dice. This is something for you to think about. I'm happy for you guys to roll the dice, or I can roll the digital dice. It's entirely up to you. But you let me know in the comments. All right, I'm looking away, and I'm looking, and the first number I see is David Legg, giving me a 4 and a 5. Would that be on either dice? So that total would be 9, I suppose. I'll take it as a 9. It doesn't trigger any events. So otherwise, we can ask about Kotl's death. We can visit the market, call on the town healer, visit the temples of various gods, visit the storehouses, or ask about passage to the Whispering Isle, which we don't really need. I think let's ask about Kotl's death first. 53. We don't have any of those code words. Glove, glutton, or glimmer. Nope, we've got gloom and gain. You soon learn that Kotl was alone in his hut at the time of his death, during the town's midday siesta. The door to his hut was barred from the inside. It ultimately had to be broken down in order to retrieve the body. The only way to enter the building was through its one tiny window, an opening far too small for a person to pass through. For this reason, a monkey spotted near the chief administrator's hut has been arrested for the crime. Who but a monkey could have entered the building? If you have any information about this horrible crime, report it to Kotl's deputy, one of the townsfolk tells you. She's in charge of things here, for now. If you want to visit the deputy chief administrator, turn there. If not, turn back. Well, we don't have anything to tell her, really. So let's think about it. Let's go and see her. You never know. She might say, go and find me something. 790. 790. We do not have glove or glutton, so we're going to 1018 now. The deputy chief administrator works from a circular building under a great straw canopy near the town centre. You are admitted to see her after just a short wait. She is a tall woman who wears purple feathers in her hair. She is one of the very few people who seems unsurprised to see a stranger in Sheket. She folds her arms at your approach and gives you an impatient frown. Yes. If you wish to name the person responsible for the murder of Cottle, turn there. If not, you apologize for wasting her time and beat a hasty retreat. 679. Well, yes, a hasty retreat. 679. All right, so that was that. Let's call on the town healer. Maybe the town healer knows something that we don't know. Well, it doesn't say how he was murdered, Mr. Roach. It simply says that he was murdered alone in this very small hut. 495. 495. But if someone was invisible inside the hut when he went in and he locked the door, that would account for it, and then the person just waits until someone else opens the door and then he can leave. Can't he? Oh, we don't have the code word glove. 412. The town healer is a venerable man named White Jaguar. He tells you that, though born to one of the northern tribes, he has lived in Sheket for most of his life. He is able to perform two services. First, he is able to cure you of any one poison or disease you may currently be suffering from. He will ask for 2 of your possessions for this service, or, if you possess a merchant's cloak, he will allow you to pay him 100 shards. He can perform this service as many times as necessary, though you will have to pay for each poison or disease you wish him to cure. Secondly, if you currently possess any sort of venom, for example tarantula venom or scorpion venom, he can create a potion of curing. When you drink it, it will cure you of all poisons and diseases you are currently suffering from. Again, you will have to pay 2 items or 100 shards, and you must also remove the venom from your backpack. Also note that White Jaguar can only ever make one such potion for you. Place a tick in the box above once he has done so to remind you that this option is no longer available. When you are finished here, do you have the code word gloat? If not, nope, we're not. 679. Dead ends, 679. Throw us a bone, GM. Do we want to work our way through all 4 of the shrines and temples? You think about that. I'll come back to that one. I'm going to go and visit the storehouses in the meantime. 847. A number of circular, windowless storehouses, each one built on stubby stilts, stand at the western edge of the town. Sheket is an important centre of distribution within the Weeping Jungle. Crops from the farmlands to the west travel here and are then allocated to various towns and villages within the jungle. You encounter the head administrator here, Kendepi. The jungle provides many, but not all, of our needs, he explains. Grain and corn are vital commodities for the jungle communities, not merely for bread. Fermented corn forms the base of kanka, which we drink in great quantities during festivals. If the box above is empty, place a tick in it now and turn to 417. Our first tick. 417, and this is in book 7. $417. Maybe we have a second quest. As you speak with Kendepi, you hear a cry of alarm, from a grain wagon nearby. The wagon's wheel has crushed the tail of a viper lying beneath it. The wounded serpent hisses angrily as workers sprint away in alarm. Only one person, a young woman, approaches the viper. She hesitates a moment, and then, as it darts forward to bite her, she deftly catches it beneath its jaw, rendering it harmless. "My daughter, Parepa," says Kendepi. "She has always had an affinity with snakes. She is terribly sad just now. She'd courted our chief Cottle, and once had hopes of becoming his wife. A tragedy, that one so able should die so young." Gain the code word glimmer. Now that is interesting. I wonder, a snake could fit in through a small window, couldn't it? So, if a snake could do it, and she was supposed to marry him, I wonder if she was wanting to marry somebody else instead. 834. Accidents happen. Not that I'm suggesting anything. 832. Opportunities for commerce are restricted within the Weeping Jungle. Working class citizens have all of their basic needs provided free of charge by the kingdom, and few outside the nobility have any real concept of money. There may be some profit in trading expensive luxury items to the nobility, at least. You meet a cart driver who recommends trading rimcha, which may be bought at the city's marketplace. If you want to sell it on, ask about it in the inns at Incotek, he says. They're usually keen to take a bottle of the good stuff. When you are finished, turn to 679. 679. Well, that was the storehouses. Did we decide that we were going to go into any one of the temples? No, they just seem expensive. We must seek adventure to afford these shrines and shops, plus grog. Yes, I agree. Maybe we can get more in the jungle. I agree. Daniel Rockstrom, let us go to the jungles. Why not? Let's leave this ghastly place with its dead chiefs. 652. 652. 652. Okay, Sheket is surrounded by jungle on three sides. To the west, the jungle thins and gives way to agricultural terrain. We want to go north into the jungle. 227. North into the jungle. I must say, at the moment, this jungle seems full of snakes. And that's about it. Which I suppose is pretty accurate, but still. Snakes. The jungle here seems quieter than elsewhere, and the shadows about you deeper. As you pass a huaitai tree, with streaks of reddish moss on its trunk, you could swear you are travelling in circles. Roll a dice, please. If you have the title Nahual, roll one die. If you roll less than or equal to your Nahual value, turn there. If you exceed your Nahual value, or if you do not have this title, don't roll, don't worry. Just turn here, 885. Sorry, I saw the roller die and I preemptively called for it. It's very quiet, isn't it? Oh. Oh, no. Oh, keep rolling. Keep rolling. You have the distinct feeling you are lost. Worse, it is strangely difficult to reorientate yourself. Make a scouting roll at a difficulty that even if you rolled 12, such as Daniel rolled, I'm afraid you would still fail. The difficulty is 21. We would have to get 22 off of a 6. That's impossible. 920. So we failed that. 566. So long, 13 the rash. Failed roll. 566. You force your way through the weeping jungle. I'm going to just choose a random roll here, and it's going to be within the range. Sorry, it's 1d6 that I'm looking for here. Ask a Pathfinder, what's that 1? That's a horrid number. How are you getting 100 off of 2d6? This time it's a 3. Well, 3 is what you got. 3 is what I'm taking. So you force your way through the weeping jungle. 505. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We get lost in forests often, don't we? The sun rarely falls upon you in the depths of the weeping jungle, but you walk at all times in a brutal, damp heat regardless. All right, so we need some more numbers. I'm just looking up, and I'm going to look up, and I'm going to combine two. Kyle Osterpuk got a 4, and followed immediately behind him was David Legg with another 4, so that gives us 8, and which is no encounter, 481. 481. So we're not dying in so much as we're just sort of wandering at this moment in time. We're just wandering. Somewhere far off, you hear the roar of a puma. You cast a wary glance in that direction and then press on. 670. This is just wandering. 670, 670. 2d6 again, please, everybody. He was rash indeed. All right. 670. Little wildlife grows in the shade of the jungle floor, and so your passage is relatively unobstructed. The place is a symphony of animal sounds, however, of the insects and small creatures drawn to the hot, humid gloom. You pause in your march for a moment to admire a millipede as long as your forearm, and then you press on. Snakes! Millipedes! What is going on? It's chaos! Puma! All right, I'm seeing lots of 9s coming in there from Wilco. I've got a 9 there. I see another 9 from Purple Girl, 23. Welcome. I didn't see you before. Right, a Northern Cannibal, 1067. Just double check. 1067. 1067. If the box above is empty, put a tick in it now and turn to 430. 1067. And turn to 430. Here we go. As night begins to fall, you spot the glimmer of flame through the trees some distance away. Cautiously moving closer, you see an old man sitting before a ceramic cookpot. Though old, he is wiry with muscle, and he wears the red body paint of one of the jungle's northern cannibal tribes. What precisely is in his pot, you do not care to guess. He tastes a little of his dinner, ladling it into his mouth, and starts coughing almost at once, as a lump of bone or gristle lodges in his throat. Within 30 seconds, he collapses to the floor, fighting to draw breath. Without your assistance, this cannibal will soon expire. Are we going to help him, or are we going to leave him? Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. What are we going to do? Help him or leave him? Help him or leave him? Wilvi Zandalari, we've still got about an hour to go, so you're halfway into the stream. Could it be the witch who's in the pot? I don't think our character looks tasty. We're well muscled. We're fairly pious. Save him just like we saved the Necromancer. For those of you who don't remember, the Necromancer, when we saved them, we died a horrid death. Sai, maybe he knows where the witch is. That's what I'm thinking. Help, help, help. Hey, are these cannibals part of the group that your Troubadour became part of? Maybe. That's in the regular show that Theron helps those who help themselves. I'm seeing lots of help. I'm going to go with help. 564. In the meantime, start thinking of new names. 564. Oh dear, oh dear. 2d12, please, everybody. 2d12. You pound the old man on the back until he coughs up something that looks suspiciously like a finger bone. He sits on the floor a few moments, gasping, then regards you with curiosity. Make a charisma roll. All right. There's some numbers starting to come in. 2 11s straight off the bat. The Pumpkin King. I loved that Peanuts episode, actually. There's another 11. All right, I'm looking away. I'm looking back, and I'm seeing K.N. Fitzwater on an 11. Mr. Dreadman and Mystery on a 7. All right, I'm going with that 11 because that's what I saw first. And that's a successful charisma roll because 11 plus 6 is 17. We're going to have to beat 15, but we didn't beat it by much. 2 2 1. 2 2 1. The cannibal finally inclines his head, a reserved show of thanks. My name is Screeching Owl, the shaman. Sit with me a time. He notes his wariness as you sit, and he chuckles him to himself. You're right to be prudent. By the Serpent King's command, the northern tribes are bound to kill any foreigner who passes through this land. But don't expect any silly capes or grand titles to protect you. But sit with me. Well, we record the code word grace on your adventure sheet. It sounds positive. Doesn't sound like a pre-seasoning or a sort of sauce, does it? Am I just being optimistic? 1090. 1090. We were hoping to find out information about the witch, didn't we? It's 1d6 or 2d6, depending on what the situation is. You converse for a while with Screaming Owl. You may ask specific questions, but each time you wish to ask him about one of the subjects below, make a charisma roll first. If you fail the ability roll, he loses patience with you. If you succeed, what will you ask him? Well, this is a tricky one, isn't it? We could ask him about the Serpent King. We could ask him about the jungle tribes. We could ask what help he could provide. But if we have no questions for him, he has not yet tired of our company and we can leave on good terms. So do we risk it? A charisma check of 14. We need to roll an 8 or above in order for him not to get tired of us. So what do you think? Do you think we ask him a question about the Serpent King, the jungle tribes, or what help he can provide, or we just leave? Yeah, I think I'm with you on that one, Renato. Yeah, anyone else got any comments on that, or do we just leave him? We've survived this cannibal. Have we pushed our luck too far already? Bail while it's good. Leave him alone. That's it. We might be rash, but we're not foolish. 272. You take a few seconds to orientate yourself and then consider your route onwards. The Nozama River is just a short distance to the east. The town of Smogmore is further away to the north. Well, if I look at the map, roughly where we are, we're sort of in the middle of the jungle. I think we should go west again. I really do. I think we should go west again. All right, we're going to go west again. We're going to try and get into this jungle to find this blasted witch. I have a feeling it's like that werebore. 949. 949. 949. By day, the jungle floor is one vast humid shadow, punctuated by a rare shaft of brilliant sunlight that pierces the thick verdure above your head. By night, you are surrounded by the sounds of nocturnal life, insects chirping, mosquitoes buzzing about your ears, timid animals venturing out into the dark. Okay, well, Smogmore. Doesn't a dragon live there? No, not Smaugmore, Smogmore. Give me a 2d6 roll, please. 2d6 roll. I know Rune and Chaos, you wanted to talk about the Serpent King, but everyone said let's just leave, so we just left. How many towns are in the jungle? Quite a few, as a matter of fact. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 towns in the jungle. It's a very populated jungle. All right, so give me a 2d12, please. 2d12. Jared W., I see your 7 coming in there. Some nice numbers as the numbers starting to roll in. I'm looking down. I'm going to come back shortly in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm looking up and I see there C4 Dragon. Hello, C4 Dragon. Haven't seen you here since last stream. C4 Dragon gave us a 9. Non-encounter, 883. Though it is easy to lose your bearings in the thick jungle, you estimate that you are far north of the town of Sheket. The coastline of the continent is closer to the north. We will continue to go west. 1186. 1186. We will find something somewhere. In the last books we were dead and on our second character by now, so we have managed to survive longer, but that's only because we haven't done anything. 1186. We've sort of wandered around a little bit. 1186. I must admit, finding these higher numbers is kind of tricky. 1186. 1186. You are on the open land near the ruined city of Tarshish, standing on high ground near the mouth of the great river. Once it was the largest, richest city on this continent. Yet this was not enough to ensure its safety. The armies of the young Serpent King razed the city nearly 2 centuries ago, as he sought to transfer power back to Inkatech. Vestiges of the city's star-shaped walls still stand, almost to their original height, in a handful of places. Within, a brown, brittle grass has claimed the land, and thorny grey creepers cling to the shattered buildings that remain. Nothing else will grow here. If you have the code word goose, turn there. If you do not have the code word, but you have the title of Nahual, follow blah blah blah. If otherwise, you enter the ruined city. If you prefer to leave the area. Are we going to enter the ruined city? Is that what we're going to do? Are we going to enter the ruined city? Yes or no? Are we going to enter? Sounds like a place at which a witch would live. Does it sound like a place that a witch would live, John Mystery? I'm inclined to believe you. Anyone else going to say anything other than entering the city? Let's see. Yes, we are. Enter to the ruined city. 226. What could possibly go wrong? We could find a snake. Or another cannibal, I suppose. If you have all the code words Gander, Gannet, Gosling, and Grebe, turn there. Otherwise, turn on. Read on. 2 centuries ago, the remains of Tarshish stood tall and graceful. The remnants of these buildings remain. Remnants of these buildings remain all these years later is a testament to their durability. In some cases, whole floors remain intact, and you can guess at the nature of this ruin or that. Other buildings have become little more than creeper-covered lumps. A chunk of wall still stands, or the outline of a foundation, nothing more. In more cases still, areas of land are wholly bare. Time has erased all traces of the edifices and of the people that once made up the city. Enter a wrecked temple, investigate a ruined palace, descend a staircase leading underground, examine a dry well. Well. I think we should possibly, preambulate forth, or ambulate, depending. I think we should go and visit the... Let's examine the dry well first. 324. There might be a witch at the bottom of there who couldn't float. 324. 324. You peer down the well. Perhaps once it connected to an underground tributary of the great river. Now it contains only dirt and dust. If you have the code word grebe, there is nothing to note here. Turn back. If you do not have this code word... Wait, do you have the code word grebe? If so, there is nothing of note here. Turn back. If you do not have this code word, turn to 848. 848. Are you carrying a water flask or a water bottle? If so, turn there. If not, you lose interest in the well, and, well, that's it. 226. Interesting. Let's investigate the ruined palace, 342. It's not likely that there's any treasure here, 342. But you never know what's been carved into the stonework, 342. The city's largest building, at its very centre, can only have been a palace. Its outer walls still stand, its insides and its roof have been almost completely gutted by fire and demolished by the passage of centuries. This place must have held great treasures once. If you have the code word gander, then you find nothing here of note. If you do not have this code word, turn to 1050. A frieze that covers a partially fallen wall catches your eye. It shows a warrior wielding a spear tipped with gold. The part of the wall that shows his opponent is missing. The spear tip seems to be a tiny inlay of real gold. It's odd that it still gleams intact after all these years. If you possess a weapon made of gold, for example a golden katana or a gold dagger, turn there. If not, then you notice a slim, colourful snake in the grass beneath the wall, eyeing you wearily. You decide against lingering here any longer. Turn to 226. Let's enter the temple, 192. We might as well thoroughly investigate this place. Yep, I would have lived there too, but apparently not. 198. A part of the temple's domed roof remains, a rarity in this desolate place. You step through a collapsed section of wall into what was once a place of worship. If you have the code word Gosling, turn there. If not, and if you are currently an initiate of any god, that is, if you have any god in your adventure sheet, which we do, turn to there. 334. 334. We finally have something that this place is looking for. 334. This shattered temple is dedicated to an old god of Tarshish, whose name few can now remember. But though the centuries pass, he remains a jealous god. As you enter the temple, a wave of nausea passes over you that brings you to your knees. Laboriously, you retreat from the temple, and the feeling soon subsides. For now, you cannot enter. 226. Oh dear, all right. 226. I wonder. Okay, we've done the temple, we've done the palace, we've done the dry well. That leaves us with the staircase leading underground. Turn to 666. 666. The stairs lead down to a cellar, its ceiling partially collapsed. If you are a rogue or a troubadour, or if you have the code word frame, or if you possess an onyx bracelet, turn here. If you have neither the item nor the code word, and you are not of the appropriate profession, turn to 608. Our only reward is nausea. That's what we get from wandering around these rooms. You find nothing of interest at the foot of the stairs. A gust of wind makes the ceiling creak ominously, and so you would rather retreat than risk being buried alive. That is quite literally our entire experience of this city. Exit the ruined city, 579. 579. You place the ruined city at your back and consider where to travel next. To the north and the west, the ocean is an inviting blue strip on the horizon. To the east, you can see naught but jungle. Well, if I look at the map, yep, we are pretty much at the very edge of the island. We could go back into the jungle, I suppose. If we continue south, we get to Boratek, which is a little village, another village. From the rash to he who wanders in circles. Yes, I agree. He who wanders in circles. So I suppose south is our best option. 1110. 111. 111. 111. What am I? My brain's not working. 1110. 2d6, please. 2d6. 2d6, if you please. When there's nothing to bash, the warrior can do nothing. You are so right in that statement. As the great river nears its mouth, it cuts a wide path through the weeping jungle. The trees within the jungle do not thin out as they approach the river. Rather, they abruptly halt, as if an unseen hand had drawn a distinct line in the ground. 2d6. Seeing some big numbers coming through there, which is quite nice. All right, I'm looking away. I'm going to come back. And when I come back, I see, boom, I see C4 Dragon again on 11. Oh, there we go. 346. 346. Takes my eyes a little bit of time to adjust, actually. I need better glasses. Oh, God. You encounter a score of young tribesmen carrying fishing rods on their way to the great river. They regard you uncertainly. The Serpent King has decreed that the northern tribes of the jungle are bound to slaughter any foreigners within their territory. If you have the title Chamisa, or if you possess a merchant's cloak, you can convince them that you are allowed free passage within the jungle. With some relief, they allow you to continue on your way. If you have neither the title nor the item, however, turn to 1028. We've got grace! 1028, 1028. Oh dear, oh dear. The tribesmen are not fighters and are eager to avoid a conflict, and yet they are conscious that they risk execution and the execution of their families if they defy the Serpent King's laws. Roll 2 dice. I'm going to just use the numbers that you've already given me. If the roll is less than or equal to your rank, they decide it would be wise to let you pass unchallenged. If the roll exceeds your rank, however, they reluctantly decide to attack you. All right, I'm going to look away, and boom, I am seeing 8 from Rune Chaos 1.01. That does exceed our rank. It's such a pity. If I'd looked just a little bit higher or a little bit lower, we would have... The fish-slapping dance, absolutely. All right, so we can fight them or we can try to escape. I think we're just going to fight these bastards. We're just going to smack some snot out of them. 649, because we have been trudging around this jungle. We didn't ask to come here. We will instill some order, I think. 649. And maybe we'll get a title or something, you know, Fisherman Slaughterer or something. You may not be able to kill 20 or so of them. The trick lies in killing a few of them swiftly to cause the others to back off. Make a combat roll at that difficulty. If the roll is successful, they eventually fall back. You may pick up a couple of fishing hooks that they have dropped and continue. All right, so I'm going to just scrub up here in the chat to the previous set of rolls that you were doing. I'm looking away, and I'm going to randomly look back, and I'm going to see Purple Girl 23 gave us an 8. An 8 plus our combat of 10 is 18, which is just one above what we needed to do, which is a success. So we're going to gain some fishing hooks. There we go. What did you do today? I wandered around the jungle and I found some fishing hooks. Who knows if that's going to be useful or not? I don't know. I honestly, take out that anger. Indeed, 357. 357. The sun is directly overhead. Your own shadow lurks beneath you as you travel. Go north to Tarshish? No. Go east deeper into the jungle? No. Go south to Borotek? No. Try cross the great river to the west. Could that silly woman live on the other side of the river? I don't think... Is that still part of the Weeping Jungle? If we go into the river, we're going to come across... Oh, Pachara's Grove. Okay, so we got to avoid tribesmen in the future until we get permission. Yes, I agree. Okay, but I think that means we're going to go east, deeper into the jungle, 227. And see what we can find. The jungle's here. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. We've been here before. The jungle here seems quieter than elsewhere, and the shadows about you deeper. As you pass a huaitai tree with streaks of reddish moss on its trunk, you could swear you are travelling in circles. 885. We are travelling in circles. 885. This feels like the Forest of the Forsaken, doesn't it? 566. Okay, roll a d6, please. Just one d6. You force your way through the weeping jungle. Give me a d6. We have to avoid tribesmen. We... dine on cannibals. Yes. Yes, indeed. So, give me a d6 roll. 1d6, please. Roll 1d6 and give me that number. Aaron Felker gives us a 2. Getting some more numbers coming in there. All right, I am looking down. Oh, Caleb. Hello, welcome to the stream, Caleb. Looking down and coming back up, and the first number I see is Ninja Goose, having given us a 4. 353. 353. If you have the code word glove or glutton, oh no. The town of Sheket is a hub of activity within the Weeping Jungle, second only to Incatek in prominence. It is here that agricultural produce arrives from the terrains in the west. Oh, we've come back to this blasted village. We really have. That's it. That's it. We're going from here. We're going straight south. This map is useless. There's no point in using it. We're just going south. 679. This jungle is going to drive me mad. Sheket, leave the town. 652. Don't care about your dead chief. Don't care. We're not looking. The monkey's guilty. Kill the monkey. 86, 86, 86. We're just running through this town. No. Oh, 86, 86, 86, 86. You are walking through the Lee, a wide ribbon of open agricultural land. The wheat here is a dark, coarse variety that endures the tropical heat well. League after league. 2d6, please. League after league, young men and women wearing wide hats tend fields of this wheat. Most have been assigned this role for the good of the community. Such tasks are allotted by age. These citizens will work here for 2 or 3 years before being positioned elsewhere. A few such workers are minor criminals, drafted in to lend support as necessary. Roll 2 dice for an encounter. Seeing numbers coming through, that's fantastic. I'm looking away. And boom! Dread Man of Mystery gives me a 6. 8, 4, 5. You travel on from this calm open space. Where will your travels take you next? South, 323. You come to the great river at a point close to its source at the Satkantu Mountains. Barges and ferries ply the waters here. If you possess a merchant's cloak, you can pay for travel downriver. Otherwise, you will have to travel onwards by foot. If you pay for passage downriver, reduce the amount of money you possess accordingly. Well, we could travel to Sheket. No. We could travel to Borotek. No. We could travel to Panic Falls. That's down there. Not particularly keen. I don't know where we are, actually. I think I've got us a bit lost here. Anyway, that's no surprise on that. Or we continue on foot. 461. We have to continue on foot. We've got no choice. Unless someone wants to buy fishing hooks. Maybe we're suffering from the woman's hallucinations. I like that one. 461. This close to the security of Inkatek, the people of the Feathered Lands are less wary of foreigners. If you wish to cross the great river, it is no great chore to convince somebody to transport you across by barge or canoe. Go south, 507. I've chosen a direction, and that's the direction we're going in, because that's always worked for us in the past. The peaks of the southernmost end of the Satkantu Mountains are treacherous. It is from here that the great river forms, beginning its long journey to the violet ocean far to the north, and here too that the Serpent King counts the reach of its domain. Desert lies to the west, jungle to the north and east. Towards the southern horizon you see only a long snake of ever-present mist. Well, we can't go west because that's the Lone and Level Sands, which I don't have. I don't think that's out yet, as a matter of fact. I think that's the next one that's coming out. I stand to be corrected. Yes, I think so. We'll get that cloak as soon as we can. So that means we really can only go east. East, 556. And that will have given us a fairly square route, 553, I should say, 553. From leagues away, the Plateau of Dragons fills the horizon. It stands at the southernmost point of the Satkantu Mountains and dwarfs any mountain within that chain. The people of the Weeping Jungle shy away from this area. Of those few who have tried to reach the plateau, none have ever returned. The lip of the plateau disappears in a blue-grey fog. As you consider this, an immense winged serpent glides down from the clouds above and disappears into that fog. You could try to ascend the rock wall to reach the plateau if you wished. It would be a phenomenally difficult climb, however, and if any dragon or winged serpent were to attack during that climb, you would not be able to defend yourself. This place is full of snakes. At least they aren't spiders. Yeah, that's true. That doesn't sound like a good spot, I think. Back to the jungle again. Yeah, let's leave the area. I don't think we want to climb up there. 706. The plateau is too vast to circumnavigate from this point. In any case, beyond the plateau to the south lies only unexplored territory where none dare venture. Ascended? Are you crazy? Flying snakes, dragons? No, no. 451, 451, 451. The Well of Lies is an enormous sinkhole so deep that you cannot see its bottom. The well appears in dozens of myths of the people of the Feathered Lands. In all such tales, a traveller spends a night sleeping beside the well. In some, he or she is visited by the ghosts of enemies or loved ones. In others, the whispers from the well drive the traveller to madness or murder. Spend the night beside the well or travel on? I think we should spend the night by the well because 982. I think that would be a good idea. You choose a flat spot beside the well and settle down for the night. And yet you lie awake for a long while, wondering what you will see before the break of dawn. Roll 3 dice and consult the chart below. Roll 3 dice, please. If your magic or sanctity score is 11 or greater, add 1 to this roll. If you have the title Narual, add your Narual value to this roll. Also, if you possess a soul catcher, add 1 to this roll. So in other words, we don't add anything at all. We're already mad. What could possibly happen? I agree. Aaron Felker, swift off the bat, 16. Caleb, 17. David Legg, 15. Roach, 15. I'm going to go with that. You know what? I'm going to go with that. Look at those numbers rolling in there. Such high, wonderful numbers. 3d6 certainly seems to be the way to go. If we were role-playing, that would be a phenomenal character. That is wonderful. Look at that. 15 from Ezekiel, from C4 Dragon. Okay, we're going with the 15 to 17 roll, which is a visitation. 1082. You have drawn the interest of somebody. From memory, or possibly, perhaps from the domain of unlife, a figure approaches your sleeping form. This is asking for a d6 roll, so I'm just going to use this one very quickly. Shebang! 5. 299. 299. If you have the code word gore and the box is empty, place a tick in it now and turn there. We don't. If not, but you have the code word gargoyle, nope. If you have neither code word or if the box above was already ticked, turn to 67. 67. First, only one faceless, ragged spirit crawls toward you. Another follows it, and another, and another. By the time you are fully awake, a horde of hateful, twisted souls are striving to pierce the thin veil between worlds, reaching out towards you, intent on devouring your mind. Make a magic or sanctity roll. 2d6, please. 2d6. Is it the spirit of Kinvac? Oh, I think if it was, she was very, very, very easily killed. Let's see. How are we doing there? Give me a 2d6 roll. Looking away and coming back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom! Daniel Rockstrom gave us a 12. So it was a magic or a sanctity check. Difficulty of 18. So 12 plus 7 is 19. I am grateful for that. I am grateful for that. That means we pass. If your roll is successful, you manage to stifle the energy of these beings with only minor harm to yourself. Lose 2 stamina points. Turn to 256. Another 12 there from Wanderer. 256. You have spent a night beside the Well of Lies. In the light of morning, you consider your options. Spend another night beside the well or travel on. Well, Mr. Roach, 3 spooky for me. Exactly right. Exactly right. Do we spend another night beside the well or do we travel on? I'm not sure. What do you think? Let me know. Do we spend another night or not? Let us see. Yeah, kind of got a little action. Kinda. It'd be nice if we could actually hit something with our spear. Travel, says Mr. Leg. Spend another night, says Tofat 3D. Or Top Hat 3D, I suppose. Spend another night. Travel on. We are divided. Stay. Travel on. Travel. Another night. What could go wrong? Travel was still split 50-50. There's another travel. Back to the jungle. There we go. All right, we're going to travel. Thank you, everybody, for sending through your responses there. We're going to travel on 1178. You climb a tree to get your bearings. To the west, the Plateau of Dragons looms large and on the horizon. To the south, an ever-present mist shrouds the jungle, hiding it from view. I think we should still go to the east. 1101. 1101. Two D6, please. You trudge through the southern end of the meandering ooze. Occasionally mounds of solid ground jut up through the filth, offering easy passageways and even places to rest. But all too often, the surface under your feet is a sludgy morass, and you find yourself sinking past your knees into muck. All right, let's see them numbers. Coming back in 3, 2, 1, bang! Top Hat 3D gives us a 9. 29. As the sun sets, you catch sight of a score of hunched figures loping towards you. These are marsh ghouls, travellers who have perished in the meandering ooze, who are cursed to walk here forevermore. You are nearly knee-deep in mud and cannot escape without fighting a handful of these horrors. A pall of magical fear falls over you as the ghouls draw near. All right, make a magic roll. I'm going to use the previous numbers rolled. So I'm going to just look up here and I'm going to go boom. 7 from Ariadne 1976. Make a magic roll, difficulty of 15. So that's 7 plus our 3 is 10. If this fails, you must subtract 3 from your combat score for the duration of this battle. In addition, the noxious odor of these putrefying creatures causes you to lose 1 additional stamina point each time they attack you, regardless of whether their attack is successful. Well, there we go. All right, so our defense is -3. Oh, boy. So our combat, sorry, is -3. So our combat is in actual fact 7. Their combat is 8. Our defense is 13. Their stamina is 58. This is the biggest monster we have ever fought. So I am going to ask for a volunteer here very quickly. A volunteer to keep track of the monster's stamina. I just need one volunteer. First person to go me gets the roll. Yeah, rip indeed, Mr. Leg. I agree. All right, so let's see. Who's going to volunteer to look after these creatures? Yes, as the slime we sink into. All right. Aaron, there we go. Daniel Rockstrom. Well, I see Aaron Falkerode 58. Daniel saying he's keeping track. All right, so the three of you, Aaron, Daniel, and Ariadne, you are responsible for keeping track of his life. So let's go into combat. I'm going to roll the combat here, otherwise it's going to just take us too long. I hope you don't mind. If you really, really do mind, write it nice and loud. And say, I really hate the idea we should roll. I'm going to roll first, so we are, as we say, we're on 7 combat. So I take the dice and boom. 9 plus 7. 9 plus 7 is 16 versus their defense of 13. All right, so that means 3 whole damage to them. 3 damage to them. Okay, 3 damage to them. They respond. Yes, with 5 plus a combat of 8 is 13. No damage to us. Our rebuttal. We stab that spear into the heart. Stab that spear into the heart of them. 7 plus 7 is 14 versus their defense of 3. That puts them on 1 damage. Their return. 11 plus a combat of 8. That's 19. That's 3 damage to us. 1, 2, 3. We come back at them. Have at you, you sloppy, slimy. 1 damage to them. Oh my gosh. We can't win this. We can't win this. Their response to us. 6 plus 8 is 14. That's under our defense. Nothing to us. We respond. 4 plus 7 is 11. No damage to them. They come back at us. 11. No! 11 plus 8, 19. That's 3 damage to us. We're going down, Captain, like the Titanic. We're on our way down. Why is this not going down? There we go. Our response to them. Booyah! 8 plus 7 is 15. So 2 damage to them. It doesn't say we have an option of escaping. It really doesn't. It doesn't, and I assume because we're stuck in the mud, we're in trouble. Their response to our attack, nothing. Our response to their attack, yes, 10 plus 7, 17. From their defense of 13, 4 damage to them. We will win this. Stab, stab, stab. Their response to us. 9 plus 8 is 15. Nothing. Our response to them. Stab! Stab you! 9 plus 7. Oh, fantastic. 16. So another 3 points of damage to them. Wait, they're only on 51. 3 points of damage to them. Their response. 7 plus 8, 15. Nothing. Our response. Yes. 9 plus 7. It's not looking good here. Another 3 damage to them. Response to us. They claw at us. Yes, thank goodness. Oh, thank goodness, thank goodness, thank goodness. Nothing to us. Taking the spear, we leap up into the air and we bury it deeply into their chests. Aha! Oh, 15. 2 damage to them. Boom! They respond. 7 plus 15. Nothing to us. We respond. 6 and 7, that's 13. No damage. Them to us. No damage. Us to them. 10 plus 7, 17. So that's 4 more damage to them. We're going to go down to 16 once this is over. You reckon? Let's see. Blind Eyes says 16 is the health we're going to end up on. Them to us. 6 plus 8. No dice. No good. Ours to them. Come on. 9. These dice are favoring us in this combat. Chip away. Chip away. All right. 9 plus our 7 is 16. So another 3 damage to them. They try and attack us. 8 and 8 is 16, so no damage to us. We attack back. No, 5 and 7 is 12. Nothing to them. They attack us. Nothing. We attack them. 7 and 7 is 14. 1 damage to them. 1 damage to them. They respond. No! Ow, ow, ow. It burns, it burns, it burns. 11 plus 8. Oh dear, 19, 3 damage to us. We to them. 6 and 7 is 13, nothing. Them to us. 8 plus 8 is 16. Oh, they back off, back away. We to them. Come on. 9 plus 7. We're getting there. We are getting there slowly. Slowly. That's 3 damage to them. Their response to us. 8 and 8 is 16. We're holding. No, come on. Let's get them. Let's get them. 7 and 7 is 14. 1 damage to them. Oh, them to us. 7 and 8, 15. No good. Us to them. Oh, 5, oh, 12, nothing. Them to us. Nothing. We're both tiring in the mud. Oh, come on, come on. 6 and 7 is 13, nothing. Them to us. Nothing. Us to them. Come on, it's nearly there. 6 and 7 is 13, still nothing. Them to us. Oh, 11 plus 8 is 19, so 3 damage to us. Well, we're on that number that you spoke about. Can we kill them? Nah! Whoa, cock die. Who knew? Well, there we go. So roll again. Nothing. We miss them. They roll against us. Miss. We roll against them. Come on, stab it. 9. Yes, plus 7. 9 and 7 is 15. 2 damage to them. 2 damage. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Them to us, nothing. Us to them. Yeah! Yes, again, 9 plus 7. Yay, 3 damage to them. Them to us. Oh, 18. 2 more wounds. Well, there goes your bet. Oh, we succumb in the swamp. I'm going to be very disappointed. Come on. Oh, we do nothing to them. No! Oh, they're getting through our defenses. What's going on? 11 and 8, 19. 3 points to us. 1, 2, 3. Oh, we die. We die. Us to them. Come on. 6, 13. Nothing. Them to us. Oops, don't grab the whole screen. Oh, 8 and 8 is 16. Nothing. Us to them. Come on. No, 7 and 7 is 14. 1 damage. Ha! Pierced. Yeah. Them to us. Oh, no. Oh, why? 19, 3 damage. I can't take this. Come on, just stab them. Stab them. 8 and 7 is 15. 2 damage to them. No. Them to us. 8. Oh, 8 and 8 is 16. We're okay. We to them. Come on. You see the sharp point of my spear? Well, take it in the face, or not in this case. Them to us. Still nothing. Us to them. Oh, come on. Just get it in there. That's 15. 2 more damage. And then them to us. 12 plus 8 is 20 versus our defense. We're down by 4. Oh no! Oh no! How far are they? Oh, 7 and 7 is 14. That's 1 damage to them. Them to us. 7 and 8 is 15. We're okay. Come on, with our dying breath from hell's heart, I stab at thee. Yes. 9 and 7 is 16. 3 damage to them. Them to us. Nothing. Us to them. Come on, you just... No! Nothing! Them to us! Ow! Nothing! Us to them! We squelch around in that mud and we just stab that spear in there. 8 is 15, 2 more damage. No! We will not become one of them! We will not become one of them! Them to us! Oh, 8 and 8 is 16. No damage. As to them, nothing. We can't get in. They're not dying. 9 and 8 is 17. 1 damage to us. Oh, it does seep upon us. The dark. It comes. It's getting cold. I can't see. It's so dark. I stab you. 15. 2 damage to them. Come on. Just to us, it's just 7 and no damage. As to them, 6 and 7, 13, nothing. Them to us. Come on. Them to us, nothing. As to them, that's it. I throw the spear. I'm throwing the spear. No, that's no good. No, I'm throwing the spear away. Okay, grab the spear while they're trying to attack me. They attack me. No good. No, right. Grab the spear, hit them with the butt of the spear. 6 and 7 is 13. No good. Them to me. Oh, 18. 2 damage. We bleed. Oh, now it all is dark. Now at the end we know. Us to them. We know where to stab you. 1 point of damage to them. But I think, nothing from them. Stab at them, 14, 1 more point of damage. Them to us. Oh, no, we've been bested. Oh, it is our lot, we die. Oh, whoa. Oh, darkness falls upon our corpse as we are dragged, kicking and screaming. If you are dead, if you have a resurrection deal, turn there before erasing everything else. If you don't have a resurrection arranged, this is the end. And you can only start afresh with a new character. There we go. We are dead. Yes. Combat Blessing. Combat Blessing wouldn't have helped. They still have how many hit points left? 7. So even if we re-rolled one of the failed rolls, which I'll do now just in case. Even with that, 9 plus 7. Even with that, we did not make it. We did not make it, my lovelies. We have perished. We have died. I'm going to go and buy a cup of coffee and drown my sorrows. Or cake. That's what I'm going to do. Goodbye, Thirtine the Rash. You wandered around. You did sweet bugger all. You spoke to some cannibals. And then you died in a swamp. Well, it's certainly not the most glorious of deaths. Although it was a spectacular combat, and if we had survived, maybe, just maybe, we could have had a tale to tell. But instead, we don't. Well, it happens to also be the time that we were going for here. So, We died fighting, unlike Kinvac. Yes, absolutely. For those of you who are new to the Fabled Lands series, the book series is particularly difficult. It really is a tough survival game there. If we had rested and hadn't taken all those stamina points from the leeches, we may have pulled through. I don't know. Drown our sorrows with coffee cake. Well, no, coffee and cake, I think, is the right way to go. But nonetheless, that is it for this week's live show of the Fabled Lands. If you missed the beginning of it and you want to go back and experience this, then I'm going to make the video available once it's finished processing. With live shows, YouTube takes a couple hours to process a 2-hour show, and it sometimes cuts off the front. So don't worry. In about 4 hours, I'll make this video live again. I'll make this video available again for everybody. Ariadne, cheers. The coffee will be on you. Thank you so much. And everybody else who has already donated to the stream, thank you for that. I'm trying to work out a way of how to make this process roll better for you. 20 turns of combat, says Wolvie, and absolutely, that combat certainly did last a long time. If you have any suggestions on how we can improve these, please let us know. There were 50 of us watching, which I think is a fantastic number. For those of you that tuned in from odd places around the planet, and that it's an early morning or a late evening for you, thank you for participating and for sharing everything with you. With us, with me, and yes, another live from the Fabled Lands will come through at probably in later November, as we will continue there. Whether we go into the Serpent Lands or whether we go into one of the other books that we haven't explored yet, I don't know. These new books seem very, very dangerous. Certainly we haven't had much opportunity to survive there. And if you're not watching the exploits of Der Carrick Valast, you can see his scores beneath on the screen now. He's lost everything. He's lost everything, but he did find a pirate captain's head, and he is still alive, although with much lower scores than obviously the one that we've had before. Again, I see Wolvie is linking there. Thank you. The Discord server, you can join us there. Very active community, lovely community there as well. And I think from me, that will be... Oh, Adrienne. There we go. Sorry, Adrienne. I see your message there now as well. Adrienne, not Ariadne, the goddess of spiders from Greek mythology. Adrienne. All right, there we go. Adrienne, thank you very much. And we will see you all again in the Fabled Lands. Until then, safe and happy journeying, I suppose. So long, farewell, adieu.